going on? It's Akachi.
I'm Sonickaboom.
And this is Purple World.
Yeah, watch the dirty money, with some fucking ties. I don't trust these niggas, yeah, I don't have no ties. No, my bitch wearing lace, but my shoes not tied. I'm not picking size. 162.
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World, episode 93. We're back with the returning guest. Even though Akachi was on last week, he didn't talk that much. And we got another familiar face, Mr. Sonickaboom, both of them. If you guys don't know, I did a podcast with these two. I think, was it 2 or 3?
2 years ago?
2 years ago?
It was 2021.
Was it that long ago?
Really?
Yo, so that shit was like
hella long.
April
Yeah,
or
that's
May 2021, so like 3 years at this point.
That's
crazy to say.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to say. But yeah, I got an episode with all the origin story, all of that juicy news for the most part. So I'm not going to get into all of this, but back with the returning guests, like I said, 2 of you. Give yourselves your little introduction, one by one. I don't know who wants to go first.
Hey man, it's Akachi. Still been working. I do a lot of stuff for Chief Keef, Uzi, a lot of people, everybody in the industry. Do a lot of stuff with 808 Mafia, everybody. I rep Boston. I'm from Cape Cod. And yeah, man, I'm just here to talk about anything, man.
Yeah. Sonickaboom here, local guy.
Wait, talk closer. Why'd it cut out?
Sonickaboom. Oh, yeah, it did cut out.
Oh, shit. Technical difficulties this early in.
Yeah. Yo. Oh, no, it's back on. I think it's the cord here.
Damn.
I'll try.
Wait, good?
No, it's good.
Yeah. Sonickaboom.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch. Yeah, it's all set now.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, Sonickaboom. Likewise, just been working, day by day. Just working on melodies mostly for the most part. Work with Akachi and the rest of the Bink, just trying to push the brand. Trying to work with more people.
So that's the first thing I was going to ask about right off rip.
Cool.
Bink Boys wasn't a thing. Last couple of interviews.
Was not.
No, it wasn't.
Last couple of interviews, Bink Boy wasn't a thing. So I'm just going to get right into that. I want you guys to just touch on Bink Boy, give an explanation, because I feel like there hasn't been like a formal explanation. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there hasn't been a formal explanation of either of you guys just talking about what Bink is. So, whatever you guys
So Bink Boys is really just a collective of friends. We all kind of met at a specific point in our careers. Everybody can say their own piece about what it is. But, it's me, Sonic, Mackie, and Bheavy. That's like the core, of Bink Boys. We all just, met at a certain point in our lives where, some of us knew each other for longer than others, but, we're a collective because of, collective experiences. And we've all been making shit. We're all from around here. And we've all had our own, sound, and we all come together and create this specific sound that I feel like a lot of people know. And, we started making, a whole brand out of it at this point. You can talk more, more about it.
Boston-based. I think the important part about Bink is that, it's really a group of friends. That's really the most important thing. It's not a typical music collective where we're not No, we're not bringing more people on to Bink in terms of the original members, because it's really just, it's a friend group, and we've been making music for a while now. It's deeper than that. We all know each other's families. It's very personal, The music we make is very unique to us. I think it's pretty cool. You'll appreciate this. DOD is a huge impact on Bink.
For sure.
Because I met Bheavy through DOD 2.5 years ago, probably a little after the podcast here. I think I actually knew him when we did do that first original podcast.
I met Bheavy in the room, the B room.
Me too.
Literally right there.
Yeah, and he and I were working a lot, and then I reached out to Akachi. I was like, yo, bro, this kid's raw.
And I knew of him, he was definitely obviously as a raw producer, but before I knew who he was a super supporter.
Yeah.
Always supported everything I was doing. Mm-hmm. And I knew his name. And then Ben was like, yo, I linked with Bheavy. And I was like, fire. And we linked right here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's the first time.
I'm pretty sure.
I've been locked in ever since. Bheavy's a legend, GOAT, one of the best producers I've ever met in my entire life.
And then you go back with Mackie.
And then Mackie and me met each other when I used to longboard.
I remember you guys talking about
that's when I was in high school, I'd say elementary, 8th grade to sophomore year of high school was my era of doing that. And I met Mackie because he was that older kid that was the kid that put us on and was trying to actually show us love when we were younger. And not really shit, So he was always kind of a big brother figure to me, And I remember, I want to say like maybe 2020, something like around then. I came back home. My boy Carson, he's another guy that used to be in my skate group. He did a lot of music marketing and stuff like that.
Carson.
Shout out Carson.
Exactly.
Shout out Carson. Did you see him in the snow the other day?
I didn't see that. No, where that?
He fucking
I forget what his message.
he was just like, him and Cam, like his twin brother, were like big brother figures to me. And so I went back to their house, I want to say 2020, 2019, something like that, when I was in college for sure. And yeah, me and Mackie cooked up for this artist, and I got him one of his first placements. And then he started kind of, you know, he was like shaky on music at first, and then he kind of like elevated, and now he's fucking Meek Mill's engineer, records every dope artist. He's in the fucking Bahamas right now.
Dude, that shit is like,
he's a legend, and also he makes fire beats at the same time.
Incredible
so, like,
producer. Yeah,
he's got it all figured out.
Yeah,
So,
so those are the guys right there.
yeah,
bro. I gotta say,
this shit.
I wish Mackie and Bheavy were here.
Oh,
like,
man.
bro, especially I honestly, both of them, I want to do their own individual episodes too. But you guys talking about Bheavy, bro, I gotta just, his growth has been insane because just watching him from being in here,
Wild.
he had the craziest work ethic. I remember, I think he came like the second or third week of us being open. This dude was booking 6 hours like almost every other fucking day, and I was like, bro. Like, I don't know how this dude just doesn't run out of creativity.
Bro,
This dude would go work into Boston. You know, he'd work in construction in Boston on the streets for 9-10 hours. Then he'd come here for another 6 to 7 hours. Then go back home to Plymouth, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and do it all again every day. That kid, I mean, talk about a kid who's dedicated to the craft.
dude, the first time we went to LA, right? Oh no, not first time I went, but the first time we went. No?
First time us three went, right?
Okay, no, not with Brad. I'm talking about the first time you told me he flew in.
Oh yeah. No. That wasn't the first time. That was the first time we stayed in Burbank.
Yeah,
remember?
a couple
It was our
times.
third time, I think.
Right. Okay.
Our third time.
So
there.
one time, me and Sonic went to LA. We're staying at this house, and it's the same time we made a couple Uzi songs that are snippets, like Out the Roof. A bunch of, like, you know, Uzi fans will know what that is, but we made a bunch of different songs with Uzi at that time when we were there. And Sonic told me, he was like, yo, so Bheavy just came out here. He flies in at like, what hour was it? Like
a ridiculous hour. Yeah, I'm not even sure. He
flies in
rented
at like
a car.
11, 12 p.m.
Dolo.
Gets here.
Dolo. Yeah.
Dolo. Doesn't have a hotel. Doesn't have a car. Doesn't, like, nothing. Just booked a flight and came out here. And is like going to just figure it out.
Yeah.
And flew out, went to like this producer's house that's like a big producer engineer.
Yep.
Cooked up. And I remember Sonic being like, yo, like, do you want to cook up? Whatever. And we just had like a bunch of shit going on, so we didn't go. But I remember just thinking, I'm like, damn, this guy works a construction job. And right after he gets off, he
had a
takes
week
time
vacation,
off.
yeah.
He takes time off, gets right on a plane to LA, and then flies to LA, and then fucking locks in and doesn't do anything but work.
That's it.
And then goes home and goes right back to the same job. I'm like, bro, he is legendary and
Crazy.
like the craziest work ethic ever.
Legitimately, yeah.
Bro.
That dude is a different breed, bro.
You know, you see
for
that. It's
sure.
like, yeah, this guy's one of us, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Bro, it's so dope how you guys just keep the purity of just friendship throughout it. Because it doesn't seem like it's like a brand. It just seems like something that is just natural, and it's a way to capitalize off of.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, it's critical, you know? Without the friendship, what do you have? You know,
It's been a thing that's developing, bro. It's like
Yeah.
we're all friends, and we're all trying to figure out, like, it's rare to have a friendship like that's like a, you know, a music entity. Like, I feel like we've become like this like entity, and we don't really, like, you know, we're trying to figure out what it is, you know, within, because like we're all friends. We're not business partners right now. You know, we're just friends. So it's been really cool and interesting to try to figure that out. But I think it's really unique that we actually have that type of connection. Like, I feel like a lot of these producer groups don't have that type of connection. And I feel like it's really rare to have that type of energy, you know, all together. And I feel like that's why we're different. You know?
Definitely, especially in an industry where I think the overall vibe is in a lot of ways is to make money off of other people that you work with, which is, you know, that's important. Of course, we want to make money together, but we're not trying to make money off of each other. We're trying to make money with each other, which a lot of people say that and preach that, but
it's like we're actually trying to do it.
I think we really try to act that.
And it's way harder. But
way harder.
But we're trying to do it.
And it's complicated, you know. It gets tough at times, but it doesn't matter, you know. We get through it.
Right.
It's bigger than that.
It's fire that you guys are able to maintain that and not let like business get in the way. But one thing we got to talk about, because it's not like you did any events or anything before, and the brand wasn't even a thing in the first place. The link with the Bink shit, that shit was crazy.
Sick.
That event was crazy.
Sick.
But I could talk about that a lot. But
thank you guys again for popping out.
Yes,
of
thank
course,
you, DOD.
bro.
Yeah,
Thank you guys
DOD.
for having us fucking on that.
Of course,
shit,
you
bro.
kidding me?
Thank you guys for having us on that.
man.
But bro, I just want from you guys, because you haven't talked about it really publicly, except like probably a couple stories just talking about the turnout and stuff.
Right.
But just talk about it as much as you want, because I can imagine from your guys' point of view it was a crazy experience, because everyone else, I didn't hear anybody say anything negative. Everybody had a blast, bro.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was crazy to see the amount of people that flew in for the event.
That shit,
For a
talking to
night.
people in the crowd was crazy,
Wild.
bro.
Wild.
That was crazy.
I knew we had people that supported us. I didn't to know, you know, to rationally know that you have people supporting you is one thing. To see it is another, and then to feel it is something else. And we really felt that. I think I'm speaking for all of us here. I know I'm speaking for the other guys too, Mackie and Bheavy. Like, to feel that and to have people coming up to us and talking to, for instance, in my experience, talking to me about specific songs, about specific. Some of the Uzi records, some of the Uzi snippets that have come out that aren't even out.
Just like snippets, yeah.
And like the discussions and, you know, the regard for those records was incredible, you know, and it made that feel a lot more real to me as well. Because, you know, it's easy to get caught up in everyday life, especially, you know, back home in Massachusetts, you know what I mean? You know, I got a part-time job, I'm working, so it's like, you know, you get caught up in life, but then to feel that, it's kind of like, whoa, okay, like we're really doing something bigger than just, you know, trying to make these records for, you know, for financial gain or even just for clout or for whatnot. You know, it's something bigger than that. We're impacting people's lives. So that was really cool and somewhat surprising to me to feel it.
Yeah, right. So going off of what Ben said, bro, like there was this one specific moment, and I'll talk more about the whole event after, but like this kid came up to me and he was from Texas, and he literally flew out with his dad and got a hotel just for the night, just to ask me like 4 questions about like, there were like questions that were like, respect to him, thank you, super simple questions, you know? And like when he asked me those and I met his dad and everything like that at the event, I was like, holy shit. Like, again, like Ben knew a little bit, I knew a little bit, but like I didn't know until like
you didn't feel
that
it.
happens.
You didn't feel it.
And I'm glad we did it, because like I think it's like a really good thing. Like, bro, we were trying to like feel like me and the Bink Boys, like we all have a lot of really dope experiences, and we have a lot of dope experience that we can share with a lot of the people in Boston. And I think that, you know, sharing that with everyone's so valuable. Like having the event, bro, like so many people were so excited to see C4 and B2 and all them. Incredible. And they were excited to see us, and they were excited to hear the music, and they were excited to meet other producers, and just having that type of vibe, bro, and having like that type of mixer vibe with like that's important. That's important to Boston. That's important to everybody. And I just feel like we got to keep doing that, you know, at the scale we have it. Like I think doing another one of those is super important and something we got to think about. And dude, it was such a pleasure to fucking put together, because it was such a like challenge, because we never did it before. And I feel like now we did it and we can do more and just continue to expand on it. And man, I think it was legendary for Boston. Like I think I was really dope, and something that needs to be continued, bro, for like the Boston music scene. Like I think it's really, really, really fucking important. I've seen so many people from that event that I followed that day that are collaborating, working with different people, getting placements, fucking everything. Like just from that one, like, yo, we have a bar and music, and like just like come here and talk to each other.
And a weed sponsor.
It worked. Like, yeah, and a weed sponsor. Shout out Cape Roots. And it worked. You know what I mean? Like, we need more of that. Like, because that's how shit actually gets done. Like, you know, like you say, like getting into sessions, getting into all this, whatever. Bro, the real way that shit gets done is like, okay, cool environment, people want to be there, and people end up talking. And that's what we were trying to do, that I think, with the Bink event. It was like, get people there, get people talking, and I think it worked. So, and I think it's like the start of I think this is going to be a long-term thing. I think we're going to do more of these events. I think we'll grow upon it, grow venue-wise, and we'll see what happens.
Definitely.
That shit will be fire.
I know a huge takeaway that I had too. So my dad, my old man, pulled up to the event.
I met him there.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met him. Yeah.
Shout out, Dad. You know, for the support and whatnot. And I asked him after the event. I was like, "Hey, so what'd you think? You know, was this what you expected? Was this like what'd you think?" He was like, you know, he had that little smirk on his face. He was like, "That was pretty cool, man." He said that was pretty cool. He's like, the energy in that room. He's like, there was not one bit of negative energy in that room.
Not at all.
Not one.
Yeah.
Literally.
No one was negative. No one was having a bad time. No one was sitting there like, oh, all right, let's get out of here. No, everyone who was there was having a good time.
Right.
And I think that speaks volumes just for what we were trying to do. You know, that was the goal.
And it's new.
It's
So
new to the city too, to have something like that where a lot of people can, you know, could come and pull up. And, you know, hopefully in the future we get even more local people coming as well, not just fans of Bink, not just fans of, you know, Akachi, not just fans of me and
all of us,
you know, but like actual, you know, local artists and local producers that are just, you know, see it more as an event for Boston too, not just for Bink Boys. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, that's definitely a goal in the future for us as well. But this was just the start. You know, this is what we could do, you know, for the first time. But
that shit was fire,
yeah.
bro.
We got to hit Big Night Live next.
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
be crazy.
Well, eventually.
Wouldn't that be
Maybe
nuts?
not next, but eventually.
At some
that
point.
would be crazy.
That would be wild.
That would be crazy.
Do like performances and shit
That would
too,
be crazy.
like real performances. That'd be dope.
That would be fire as fuck, bro. That would be fire. I'm gonna say too, from personal experience, how you said no negative energy.
Yeah.
That day, I remember I had like I forget what even happened. I had an annoying ass day, and some shit happened. I was supposed to be there like 2 or 3 hours before I got there. I pulled up late. Like I got there like an hour and a half after the event started. I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
Like you didn't play any beats or anything yet. And I remember the second I walked in, that's why I don't remember what the fuck bad happened that day. Literally, it was just like a vibe switch. Like I walked in, and that shit was just everybody radiating positive energy. Yeah. There were mad people, because obviously I know you guys like directly, but there were mad other people that I knew that I didn't expect to be there, that I was like, wait, what the, like, I didn't think you guys would be at this shit. And then the same way that you guys were just telling the stories of out-of-state people, like I remember Zach was telling me a story about the kid that you were just talking about, because he came up to him and he was like, "Akachi, follow me," something like that. Yeah. And he was like going around telling people.
Sick.
But just seeing all of that shit, the city come together, the amount of people that were out of state there, it was just beautiful.
It was
powerful, man.
It's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and we'll like, I feel like the coming years and shit, like we'll just try to make it even better every time. Like I feel like we've identified like what could be better next time, and I think we got it dialed in at this point. So we just got to find the next venue, and I'm sure it's coming either the summer or the fall, something like that soon.
Yeah,
we just got to fucking put it together. So
another event.
The talks have begun. The talks have begun.
More vendors, more people, everything.
I can't wait. Like
how
long did it take you guys to plan out that first one?
2 months.
2 months? Damn.
Not too bad.
So you did that quick.
It was also like, it was 2 months from like idea to fruition. So it was like, realistically, like we'd probably plan it in like a month now. But, crazy. You know, it was very helpful. Shout out to Phoenix Down.
I was about to say.
Phoenix Down was like Kyle, Cold Spring Motel at Phoenix Down, Julia, Sirocco at Phoenix Down. A lot of people were super helpful.
Yep.
Ed McGee helped with the sound. Yep. Like a lot of people were super helpful. And a lot of interns over there too. A lot of employees. Like, shout out to everybody.
Wouldn't have been possible without those guys.
Like we had so much help, and it was such a help to like partner with a studio, because like there's so many employees, there's so many like just hands on deck to fucking help, man. Ellie, Josh, like everybody, like so many people, man.
I met Phoenix people I didn't even know were Phoenix people.
Yeah,
and they're solid, man, and they're hard workers, and bro, they get
super
it done.
Talented.
And like it was the perfect studio to fucking pair with for the shit, and glad we did it. So.
Definitely,
bro. Shout out Phoenix down. Still
Facts.
got to make my way over there. I was talking to someone about that the other day. Someone was like, "You ever been to Phoenix?" And I know most of the people over there, and I have not been there.
You never been there yet?
In 3
you
years,
gotta
bro.
check
We
it
had
out,
this
man.
conversation the first podcast.
I believe it.
3 years later, still have not.
It's good guys, family.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
Yeah.
Everyone, I mean, Casso was literally here the other day with you. Like,
Exactly.
bro, everyone
Yeah.
over there is fine.
family vibes. you
I
know?
want to do a catch up with Josh now that I'm thinking about it. I was talking about
Yeah.
Phoenix, bro. I got to do a catch up with Josh. I haven't talked to Josh.
He's
in a
back
while.
home. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
home right now?
No, when he is.
Oh,
saying.
I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be like, what?
I don't think he is.
Him, and then I want to do fucking an episode with Kyle. I said that the
Yeah, facts.
last
Oh, you
episode
got
with
it,
Kyle, so,
definitely.
but shout out everyone at Phoenix. That's something I want to ask you guys too, because you've been at this point in fucking like a million different studios. What makes you feel like comfortable in a studio, and what would you say the worst things in studios are? The do's and don'ts
Or
of
do you want me to
studios.
start?
You start with this one. You go ahead. You start. I'm gonna think on this.
So the like best and worst things from okay.
Yeah, about studios.
So all right. So the best things from studios that I've felt are vibes. So like going to a studio and having a good vibe.
I think it depends too on the mission. You know, like the goal of the session.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, even further go further on that.
I guess like, you know, if let's say we're in New York or we're in LA, I think, you know, what makes a good studio when we're away on a trip just trying to get work done is so much different than what makes
Well, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
kind of phrased that question horribly because I was trying to phrase it in a
you're good.
different way.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, go
But
ahead.
just overall environment affecting creativity.
okay. Oh, okay.
I'll say that. Like, and
Yeah.
you could compare studio versus crib cookups, X, Y, and Z.
Well, I
Talk
think
as much as you guys want.
the
all
people
that shit.
to start, you know, the people.
Who's around?
Yeah, they're the energy they radiate. How just as simple as how they speak to you when you walk in a room. You know, it's not like a respect thing. It's not so much like that. It's just, you know, talking to you, looking at you, like, hey,
Yeah,
what's
it's
going on?
communication.
Treating you like when you walk in a room, or people just literally look up at you and look back down at their phone, or they look up to you like, hey, what's up, man? You know what I mean? Or, that's a big difference, and that right off the bat. And if people are looking at you and they address you when you walk in the room, well, now you feel welcomed, and when you feel welcomed, that's a good vibe. That's a good energy, you know. Versus there are a lot of studios you go in, and you know, you could hear a pin drop, dead quiet. People aren't even going to look at you, no matter where you go. And I understand that too. You know, if people don't know you, why are they going to say that? But at the end of the day, too, I don't think it takes too much to acknowledge people when they walk into a room. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think when I go to a studio, I want to have good equipment, obviously.
True.
Good
true.
people.
Yep.
And at the same time, I feel like just like a good vibe. Like I like a lot of different vibes. Like DOD has a great vibe.
Appreciate that.
Fucking Phoenix has a great
Question.
vibe. You know, studios we go to in LA, Atlanta have a good vibe. Like it's just like it's a feeling thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's all about like we're a big cook up at the house producers.
Yeah.
So like just feeling comfortable in a studio is very important for a producer. I feel like we start from nothing, right? Like we start from legitimately like a blank slate. So it's like I feel like it's very important to have like a really good product. You have to have a comfortability level that, you know, you can absorb and like actually like entertain. Like you have to have that comfortability to be able to be who you are. So I feel like I can't necessarily be Akachi sometimes without comfortability. You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
like it, like, you know, I don't know if there's hella people around and they're talking and they're
Yeah.
like they're doing whatever, right? Like I might not want to cook up what I would cook up at my house that, you know, fucking Belly or like mad people would like, right? Like it has to be like a certain vibe. Like I have to be like fried, like off like Rick, like and just fucking be in my own, like
You
nobody.
guys in
around,
the
right?
Rick, bro.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I gotta be like in my own vibe. So like it depends, bro. Like I don't know. Like it's all a vibe thing. Like Ben was saying,
think you
like
nailed
Sonic
it.
was saying, like it's just like it's a vibe thing, and at the same time, it's just like the equipment, like the shit's gotta bang.
Mm-hmm. Equipment's
Like,
a big one.
especially, and we're not artists, right? So we're artists in our own respects, but like producers, right?
Vocal artists in that
Shit's
way.
gotta bang. Shit's gotta fucking sound good. Like, cause like when we're at home, like it's just two speakers,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
we want to go to the studio and we want the shit to fucking bang.
We're gonna feel like we're at a studio.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's like the gist of like what I would want from a studio versus being at home. You know?
I would agree. Everything you said. Yeah.
How do you guys like pick a final mix for some shit. Because I forget who I was having this debate with, but somebody was like, bro, you can't judge shit off studio speakers. You got to listen X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. Do you guys, when you finish a beat, not only listen to it in the studio, you listen to it in the car, listen to it on headphones, blah, 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 until you consider it done? Or do you just finish it in the studio and then you think it's done?
Coming from someone with a lot, you know, I started producing 3.5 years ago, right around there, so a lot less experience than Akachi, you know. So for me, I'm listening to it on everything. I probably spend way too much time, for instance, when I bounce a melody or even one of my own beats. I definitely love listening to them in headphones. I have Audio Technicas right now, and I just got used to that sound. So I definitely I like using those to mix. That's like a final mix off the speakers. But I definitely, oh man, I'm pretty anal about listening to it on every different type of form of speaker, like my car, my phone. And I think you can relate to that to some extent too. Like
that's probably what I should do, but I feel like what I actually do is probably like listen, like I'll bounce a beat, probably listen to it in the car on my Apple headphones, like earbuds in the gym.
Yep.
And then listen in the studio. That's probably like my 3 points of reference. And like if it bangs and all of those, I'm like, okay, like this should probably be. I don't really have to listen on like Augsburgers or whatever. Like if it bangs on my like Adams at home, it bangs in the car with like whatever speakers it has, and then if it bangs in my headphones, it's cool.
Because it's all initial presentation. I mean, it's going to be, if the song comes out, it's going to get mixed and mastered by a mastering engineer at the end of the day. So it's going to, you know what I mean? So
right. As long as it sounds like actually good to your ear.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have to like think too hard about it.
If
you think it sounds hard, trust your ear.
Yeah.
It sounds hard probably. You know, I feel like a lot of people, like even like me and a lot of other producers, like they'll listen to a mix too much and tweak it too much.
I've done that.
When it's like, bro, just like let it rock. Some of our favorite producers, this guy Rokane, like sometimes
So
Rokane shit's not perfect and it's distorted and like it's all like, he's a big producer from Detroit and shit. Sometimes
Legendary.
it doesn't like sound like it's distorted. It's like, you know, like to a traditional listener, but it's fire. So it's like,
what it
you know what I
is.
mean? Like, and we listen to
Yeah.
it like, this is hard. And like, when I listen to shit like that, I've like toned my ear into like, okay, listen, like this shit is actually dope just for what it is. And you don't got to really overthink what you're doing because like, bro, like, I mean, think about it. How do we all listen to music? Even like me and Ben were talking about this too. Like one of our favorite producers that we listen to is Pierre. A lot of Pierre's drums are super simple and it's a loop the whole song. That's what we like to make now.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what we like to listen to. And I feel like that's super important. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the older we've gotten to, the more we've understood that. And it's like, okay, you don't got to like overdo the drums. You don't got to overdo the sounds. You don't have to overdo the patterns. It's all about just like, does it sound dope?
Yep.
And if it sounds dope, it's what it is, you know? So,
I mean, if you hear any one of my beats that I do solo, the drums are incredibly simple. I spend a long time on the melody and I range it out, and then I put extremely simple drums to a fault. It's just kind of, you know, once it hits and the bounce is going, you know, some hi-hats, a simple 808 pattern, a couple open hats, and then a snare or maybe a clap. That's it.
Right.
It's nothing more. I'm usually not even doing rolls, you know, and obviously all types of beats are fire. And there's, you know, that isn't exclusive to what I do, but right now that's kind of what I'm on, because if it rides, you know, and it's like, don't overthink it. You know what I mean? Don't overthink it.
it's just like, if it sounds good, it sounds good.
Exactly.
And like, I feel like a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will be like, oh, like, oh no, this person says you have to do this. And like, it's like, bro, trust your ear. Like if something's dope and you really like, you can keep replaying the shit and it sounds dope, like on a loop, a pattern, bro, bounce it as a fucking pattern. If you've listened to it for 10 minutes on a loop and it sounds good, just bounce it as a loop. Like just trust, you're a listener too. Like I'm sure you listen to mad fucking music. You listen to mad music too. You guys are music heads at the same time. So is like, you know, same as me. So it's like, if it sounds good, it sounds good.
You got wiggle room, you know, especially in hip hop. Like it's the origins of it. You got wiggle room.
And you're going to send the stems in anyway. So it's going to get mixed, you know?
I was going to say, what would your message be to the producers out there that they try to overformulate everything? Because I feel like every producer I've talked to, they always go through a certain stage where they're just too worried about everything. Like, it's almost like a constant anxiety of everything has to be perfect, perfect, perfect. But then I hear everyone, too, get to that point where they, like, it's perfect in their own way, but they let go of that whole perfection idea, the way that you guys are talking about right now.
I would say initially, I mean, I still struggle with that. Like we all, I would say you probably have moments too, right? Where you think of it, you know, even today I was doing a melody. I got frustrated. I spent an hour and a half, 2 hours on something just, you know, because I felt like the mix wasn't right and I was trying to get it perfect. And finally I was like, fuck it. And I just bounced it.
Right. And
then I made some final edits and I bounced it and then I threw some drums on. I was like, oh, no, this is
dope.
This is hard. Yeah, this is hard. Like, what am I doing? Like, this was tough to begin with. I could have bounced it 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago. But, you know, that's always going to be something. You know what I mean? That's always there, I feel like. Because when you're passionate about your craft, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
But to the best of your ability, you know, try not to overthink it. Take a step away from the computer. You know, walk up, go in the other room, you know, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, listen to something else, you know, just like take a stroll and then come back with the new fresh ears, make the 2 edits that maybe you were thinking of and then bounce it. Or, you know what I mean? Take a step away. That's what I would probably say because I have to do that.
For sure. I would say something good that TM88 told me when I first was producing with him. He always told me, I always was like sending him beats. I'm like, oh, like, I'm not sure if these are like up to your par. Like, I'm not sure if these are dope. And he always told me, he's like, bro, it's your ear. Your ear is like not confident. Like, you're like, oh, like it could be better. It could be like more like him because this is this. He was like, bro, to my ear, it sounds sick. Mm-hmm. So just like trust your ear. And that was like a really good takeaway that I had from him because I'm like, okay, like I don't really have to think like I'm mixing like TM because sometimes TM likes my mixes more than his. So just trust your ear, fucking mix your shit how you like it, and it's good. You don't got to worry about like, you're not making the same beats as him. You're not making the same beats as fucking Hit Boy. You're not making the same beats as Metro. You're not making, you know what I mean? Like, just make them to your ear. If it sounds dope, it sounds dope. Who's going to tell? Like, at the end of the day, bro, it's noise. Like, it's sound. Yeah. So it's like, bro, if it sounds good, like, rhythmic most people are going to hear it the same way you're hearing it and think it's dope. So it's like, you know, I think it's just like trusting your ear and just being like, you know, objectively, like, as long as it's not like overly clipping or it's not, you know, disgusting, like dirty, like it sounds probably pretty good overall, you know? Everything could be made louder. You know, I know a lot of guys I work with just have their shit loud. Yeah. And that's a big cheat code too. Mm-hmm. Like people think shit that's louder.
I remember you posting something about this.
Yeah, shit that's louder sounds better, right? Because it sounds more like powerful, right? So like if you want your drums to be more fire, turn them up. But don't make them clip, but just turn them up and turn your, you know what I mean? Like that's an easy way to have that happen. And I feel like, you know, but at the end of the day, it's just like trusting your ear and just like trusting your musical taste and just like, if it sounds good to you, bro, make it. It's your shit, you know? So
shout out Ultrasonic because that was something he told me at the very beginning. He was like, louder sounds better and don't always get carried away in that. But you know, there's a lot of truth to that as well. So louder always sounds better. And I was like, interesting. Like, you know, that's just something I'll never forget.
For sure.
But another, just to touch on your point, another point that I have, I think it just comes with reps too. You know, a lot of reps. You know, you build confidence in yourself. You build confidence in your own sound. And then you hear it more. At least I know this is how it worked with me. You know, you start hearing like, okay, this should sit here. All right, I want this to sit here. All right, this should level out to be here. Okay. Oh, this seems to be like a good mix.
Right.
What you say, you know, you kind of figure it out. You kind of.
It's just like building your ear over time. Like it's like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's just like you can't rush it too.
No.
It's just like developing your music taste, developing like if you're a graphic designer, like becoming a good graphic designer takes time. Like anyone can like drag images into something and draw and like becoming a good graphic designer takes hella time to have your own style and shit like that. So it's like that's super important. And I think just like developing your ear is super important to being a good producer. Like I think that's integral, if anything. Like it's fucking huge. Like that's one of the biggest points.
The most important, I would say. Time.
Talking about all of this and something different from anything we just talked about, what do you think the most common struggle with producers are? Both of your opinions, one by one. Or if it's the same opinion, both you guys go off about it. I know that might be a tricky one, so take time if you need to think.
Sound selection? I think that's a big one. Because there's no right or wrong sound selection. You got to find what you like. And once again, coming back to what we were just saying, that takes time. And that takes research. And that takes resources. And in my case, very good friends, Akachi being one of them, a lot of other people, Bheavy, Mackie, VST Lux, a lot of these people, and then some of the other amazing, incredible producers that we worked with. K. Sully, you guys, a lot of people here, you know what I mean? A lot of other producers. It just takes time to figure out like what you want, and also kind of creating your own sound while also being influenced by the sounds that you've been listening to for years that you know and love, you know, and just kind of working towards something of your own. I know that was a struggle for me, is sound selection and finding the right instruments, the right synthesizers, the right VSTs and sound banks to use. Go ahead if you have something.
Is that the hardest struggle for a producer?
Our most common struggle between producers.
I have something else too. Go ahead.
Believing in yourself.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing for a producer is doing all of the things that you need to do to be a producer while also like believing yourself. Being a producer is not an easy thing. Like, it's not guaranteed. It's not anything. Like, it's super tough. You don't get paid. People don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
People don't want to give you respect. People don't want to do anything for you, right? So, like, it's about managing that and managing your ego, managing yourself, managing your relationships, everything. That's the hardest part about being a producer.
Yeah.
Is like that. Managing the relationships, managing all of that. And I would say what I've discovered is trying to when you become a certain level of producer, trying to maintain being a creative that's creative, and like trying to keep the drive and like because there's so much bullshit in music where it's like it just gets in the way of the creativity. Dude, when you're a young producer, you're raw because like you don't have any setbacks, you're younger, you don't have any bills, you don't have any, like, you know what I mean? Like freedom. When you get older, it's tough to be so creative and so free because like you want to think about the monetary value of everything you're doing.
Yeah.
So the biggest struggle I feel like is when you cross the threshold of being like 21 to like the older ages.
Yeah.
And you're like, 20s. You have to like think about if this is your job, making money versus like making music. And it's like, I think one of the greatest things there was this professor me and Sonic both had in college that told me that the music business is extremely different from the music industry. And they give you completely different feelings. You might like one or you might like the other, but like they're so different.
What
and
professor?
Professor Torf. Yeah. Ben's not a huge fan of him.
He's all right. He's all right. He's all right.
He won't listen to this, but like...
No, I will. I'm listening to it. Because he's right. He's right
Torf won't, though. But,
he
won't.
He's all right.
Yeah, he gave me great advice for that, and just made me think about that, and just, you know, bro, like that. I feel like that's the biggest struggle, is just trying to, like, keep your head on your shoulders when shit gets hard and it's different. Just stay creative. Try to protect your mind, protect your creativity, do what you need to do to be creative, and make that your focus, and just keep doing that. And don't second guess yourself. Just do it.
Yeah.
And do it as hard as you can, because that's the only way you win. So
to go along with that too, right, something a little more specific. I think a lot of producers struggle with getting placements and how to get placements. I think a lot of people want to immediately get placements with major artists, and you know, they're just working. I think a lot of producers, they're hungry and they want to network. And I think a lot of producers go about working with maybe other, I don't even want to say bigger producers, but just other producers that may be in other, you know, better positions to get placements. I think they go about communicating that the wrong way. I think it starts at, you know, things take time, right? So you start with working with artists that you can be in the room with, whoever that is. You know what I mean? Local people, it starts with your boy, maybe, and then that works out with, maybe it's another artist from the town over that, you know, maybe has a little motion. Then it starts with that artist from your city that, you know, maybe starting to perform some shows. Like, you don't just have to start getting these placements with some huge producers. You know, you got to start. It's, once again, like, it gets tougher the older you get because you think of it, everything, you want some monetary gain to your work, you know, because time is money, right? To some extent, it is. That is true. But you can't lose sight of the passion, the creativity, and that comes with the art itself. So you got to work with your community, you know, and that's critical and important no matter how big you get. It's, you know, to an extent it's about the money, but if you fuck with an artist's work, you know, work with them. Don't let clout, don't let Instagram followers, don't let any of that get in the way. Like, if they're fire, they're fire, and, you know, don't worry about the big placements. Start getting, you know, start working with the people that you can sit next to and that you get to know personally, and the people that you really like their music. Does that make sense?
It's important.
Yeah.
I got 2 side notes on that, but the first thing I want is just any producers out there that struggle to stay creative. People hit blocks all the time, but that's the biggest thing I hear about is the monetary value aspect of it. But producers or engineers, just anybody in music that's in that position where it's a legitimate career, they're relying on money from it. How do you advise them to keep that passion and don't let that kill everything?
Well, you're not always going to be creative. If like, it's your job, right? If that's how you treat it as such, you know, you don't always want to go to work every day. That's just what it is. You got to work. It is what it is. You got to get to it. That's why people call it, like, I'm always working. That's why we say we're working, because you don't want to make beats every day. Fuck no. Like, of course not. But, like, some days it doesn't matter, you know? Like I said, I work a part-time job. Sometimes I get home. We could even relate it back to Bheavy. You think Bheavy every day was that hungry to get here for hours after a long day at work? Yeah. You don't think he just wanted to go home, kick his feet up, you know, like have a beer, whatever, hang out? Yeah, and then go to bed? No. He came here and he worked, because even on days I'm sure he didn't want to. I know I felt that to some extent too when, you know, I work a, you know, part-time job 4 days a week, you know, 9 to 5:30 or 8:30 to 5:30, whatever. Not the point. Point is, you know, I've gotten home and I'm, you know, trying to get a workout in. That I get home, like, fuck, like, the last thing I want to do at 10:30 at night, I got to be in bed by 12:30-ish, or sometimes you push it, you know. Last thing I want to do is sit there and make a melody, but I do it. You know, I'm not the most creative at that time. I want to go to fucking bed. But no, you got to work, you know what I mean? But then other times, you know, you are feeling creative, and then you listen back to that work that you make, and after all the reps, you're like, oh, that was pretty fire. You know, that was good. I'm happy I did that. And then that is a reward in itself.
Bro, 3G with Yeet and Uzi.
Yeah.
Great example of, like, that. When he's saying, like, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
I forgot you went down there for a minute.
Yeah, I lived down there for a little minute.
Cool.
So
cool. Good time.
I was down there, and my boy Bugs Ronan was working with Uzi at the time, right? And texted me, and I was going to sleep. And he was like, yo, like, send me some shit for Uzi. And it was like 2 a.m. And I heard my phone beep, and I, like, looked at my phone, and I saw it, and I was like, fuck. And so I got out of bed, 2 a.m, went to my computer, turned the computer on, made, like, 4 FLPs, right? Just for him, like 4. One of them was 3G, and he got it, did it for Uzi. It was supposed to be the intro to Pink Tape. Yeah. It wasn't the intro, obviously, but gave it to Yeet. Yeet did a verse, put it out, whatever. But, like, that's a great example of, like, when I made that beat for him, was not feeling making beats, right? But I just got up and did it. Like, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try to put in effort. Fuck it. Send it to him. That's how that shit happens. But at the same time, it's important to, like, work when you're inspired, you know? It doesn't always work that way.
No.
You know? Like, it's important to protect your energy and work when you feel inspired.
Definitely.
When you feel emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I feel emotional, I make beats. You know, like, if I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I'm I make beats.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm, like, in the middle, I'm kind of like, okay, do whatever. I still make beats, but, like, especially when I'm, like, up or down, I lock in and make beats, and I feel like that's very important. Like, a lot of people can feel the vibe when you feel or don't feel the beats.
Wouldn't you say, too, like, it's a nice escape?
Oh, for sure. And it's an easy way. Yeah, it's an easy way to escape from reality, too, at the same time. But, like,
I don't want to get lost in it, but balance, a healthy balance with that, you know? We've all felt down or up or whatever. I know I'm personally speaking on times that I felt down, I'm just like, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to go log in on the computer. Or even, you know, there have been times like, you know, I've had injuries, like physical injuries and whatnot. And I felt real down. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go make a beat or make a couple melodies or make a melody, work on something and really just take my time. Cause I didn't even plan on working right now, but I'm just going to take my time and make something. And some of my most beautiful or hard or, you know, some of my best works have come from those times because I've just escaped something that, and then when you finish that, it's like, whoa, all right, you know, this isn't, you feel pretty good, you know, because you just got something productive done as well. And now it's like, all right, like, you know, whatever you were feeling down about or whatnot, you're like, all right, it's not as bad.
Now I'm like up because I made this.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's just like a big point of like being a creative is like fucking creating all the time.
Yeah.
Like just
always.
create always. And like obviously create when you're inspired, create when you're not inspired, create when like, but like just continuously create.
So I heard one time, I was scrolling through Instagram. This was like a year and a half ago. I loved it. I think it was a quote by Pharrell Williams or a little snippet or something. And he was talking about creating music is like checking books out of a library. Or it was something like that. You check something different every day. Every day you're going to feel something different. You have to create every day. You don't have to create 20 beats every day. But instead of creating 20 beats on one day and no beats the rest of the week, you know, like make it one every day. Even if you make less, it's gonna be something. Your mind's gonna be in a different place every day. I know Pharrell said this came from Pharrell Williams. He's one of my favorite producers, which is probably, you know, interesting coming from a lot of people. But
it's a
incredible,
great choice for a producer.
Yeah. And it was just, you know, I really took that away, and I really tried to apply it to my own life. And I'm like, you know what? Because I'd always struggle, I'd be like, well, I'm not making enough, I'm not doing enough, and you know, there'd be days I didn't want to make stuff, but I'd be like, you know what? I got to make one every day. I think you hear me say that all the time. I'm like, I got to make one every day.
Always does too.
I got to make one every day. Like I got to stay consistent because consistency is everything, you know, in my mind. I don't make the most. Like I don't. Like there are a lot of producers out there that make way more content than me, but I make something every day. And, you know, I'm not sure, you know, I got good consistency, and that quote, like I said, I saw it a year ago, or that little snippet, that really resonated with me, and I took away a lot from it.
And the last thing I'll say about this question is Ben Thomas, Uzi's engineer, told me one time, I was telling him like, bro, like, you know, I'm not really getting the placements I want with Uzi. Like, I mean, obviously Uzi raps on whatever, but I'm like, oh, I'm kind of getting drained about, you know, cooking up for bro every day and doing this, and everyone expects me to cook up when I'm not inspired and all this shit. And he was like, listen, bro, you're a producer. Like, that's your job now. You're not always going to be inspired. So, like, you just got to do it. Mm-hmm. That's your job. So I'm like, and that, at first, I was like, fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? Right. Like, what do you even mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, love. I just got to, and I'm like, after a while, I'm like, okay, like, you're right. Like, not every day I'm going to be inspired, but that's okay. Like, I know I'm raw. I know I can do what I can do. So it's like, just create every day and try. Like, you know, just try. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you make one or two.
And bounce it.
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
One or two and bounce it. Even if you hate it.
Even if you don't like it, bounce it.
Just bounce it.
So it's out
see
there.
What happens, right?
It doesn't just sit on your computer.
Right. You don't gotta really like. You don't really gotta think about it too much. Just fucking bounce it and just like go to bed, get inspired like the next day and fucking do some more shit. Like it's your job. If it's your job, you aren't always gonna be inspired. It's like, you know, when it's a hobby, like when we were in college and shit, like it was always fun. It was always fun.
Oh, we're drinking, like, smoking, senior year of college, living on a beach.
Right.
It was always
Our job is fucking like fun as shit.
Yeah.
Like also like we don't have anything else, right? Like we don't have bills, we don't have, but once you get into like real life, it's like, you know, shit's hard. Like you just gotta, every day you gotta create, and that's what it is. And it's brought us a long way.
So to go off of that too, sorry, just to keep this question. So
talk as much as you guys want.
Yeah, because you'll appreciate this too. This is kind of random. So I made a melody one day, and I was like, shit's fucking garbage, whatever. I send everything to him anyways, because I'm like, fuck it. I send it out, you know what I mean? Especially everything to him. Like, fuck it, I'll send it to him. He calls me like a couple hours later. He's like, bro, like, this is crazy. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I just like flipped this. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Bro. And he's like, yeah, like I just flipped it a little bit, and he like sped it up, like changed the pitch, and then, you know, sent it to Southside and TM. We see him on that too. You know, a couple of huge producers. Ended up being a song that came out with Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. To this day, I still like I love the song, but
Hates the melody.
yeah, I didn't love the melody. I didn't think that was anything
It's so
crazy.
fire.
Yeah, but like, so what I was gonna say is like one person's trash is another man's treasure. That kind of
Exactly.
idea. So it's like create, even if you don't like it, even if you're not feeling it,
Just
create.
bounce it.
Yeah, you're more talented than you know. You know, at the end of the day, you said it perfectly earlier. Like, you know, we're just putting sounds together. We're just making noise. So it's like everybody hears noise differently. And how many genres, you know, you don't like certain genres of music. Everybody doesn't like certain genres of music, you know? Like certain genres of music I don't really like that much. But there are millions of people that love it and that are diehard fans. So you never know.
It's facts.
I got 2 follow-up questions that I think are going to bring extensive conversation the same way that I just did with that.
Wonderful.
Do it, yeah.
But before I talk about that, because I fucking completely forgot somehow, because you guys as a whole have just done a bunch of shit, I forgot. You fucking got a deal in the past year.
It's true.
That I literally flew by my head until you just talked about it. But you just talked about that experience and what that's been like and how all of that went down, because I don't even know how I forgot to fucking ask about
So
that.
yeah, I signed Warner Chappell for a publishing deal with Lil Uzi through his like XVI.
Move a little closer to it real quick.
So I signed a publishing deal with Lil Uzi at Warner Chappell through his publishing company XVI, and it's dope. But I want to let younger producers and artists know that you do not necessarily need label help in a publishing deal to get where you're trying to go. A lot of the shit that I do now is not because of the publishing company. You know, it's all like self-made.
Yep.
I look at labels like banks. It's a bank, you know, so, you know, I was at a point where I needed like, you know, a loan of money to, you know, take the next step in my life, and I bought a house, and that's what it was good for. And, you know, now I'm doing all my work myself, and that's how it goes. So that's the honest truth about like record labels. Like, signing doesn't mean you're going to go up. It's a loan of money, and like, it's what you make of it. And so I'd say like, you know, you don't need to sign to a record label. Go get yourself a good lawyer, and go get yourself a good manager if you need a manager, if you're an artist or whatever, and go get yourself some money. But like, I'd say doing a publishing deal is only right at specific points in your life. You know, if you're at that point in your life where you need that type of like money up front, you know, you can make money like monthly from regular music, like your BMI and your everything. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a salary from that, but, you know, only do a pub deal if you feel like you're at the right point where you can actually like, you know, capitalize off of it in your life, you know? Don't just like go sign a fucking $500,000 pub deal if you don't need the money and you're just going to have to repay it in 3 years that it takes you to repay it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need to do all that. So I'd say just like make a decision for yourself if you need to make a decision for yourself, and just look at a label like it's a fucking bank. Because a lot of these labels now, bro, don't do shit for the artist. They like compile shit and like compile projects and stuff like that. But like, other than that, bro, like they don't really do shit. So like, there's a lot of shit you can do by yourself as a producer, as an artist and stuff like that to like get yourself farther and like actually turn yourself into a business. Like, as long as you're like relatively business savvy, which you can get pretty quickly. Coming from someone who went to business school, like you can do that online if you wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just like with common sense, like, you know, just figure it out yourself. Just put the work in and go farther. You don't need a record label, you know? So, but shout out to Warner Chappell, I guess.
Artists watching this, because everybody be in that delusion thinking they need a record deal, and you see people making the wrong decision over and over and again.
Definitely just like
need it.
a lot of people I feel like that come on here do not need a record deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
like, nothing wrong with getting a job. Nothing wrong with that if you need some money.
Also, just
So many
like,
artists be too
Nothing wrong-
embarrassed to
nothing
work
wrong-
at
also
day
just
job.
People,
bro.
it's a cloud thing
also,
sometimes.
it's just
There's
like
nothing wrong
it's
with
just
that.
like I see a lot of people come on the podcast and come on like just it's like saying they need a, they're trying to go for a record deal or they're trying to do. It's like you don't understand what a record deal is.
Yeah.
It's a loan on money.
Yep.
A lot
Yeah.
of the times, not all the times, but like a lot of the times it's that, you know.
If
and
it's
like,
too good to be true, then that's.
and it's also just like, okay, like here's $200K. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, you have to make it back. So like, how are you gonna take that money? Like, a lot of people are like, oh, $200K for me.
Mm.
It's like, well, no, it's $200K for your business. So like, how are you gonna spend it to make money? And not everyone knows that. And like a lot of people get like jammed up in that shit,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you know, and that's what it is. So,
It's a business at the end of the day. Like you said,
yeah, that's
you
what
know,
it is.
I had my opinions on the professor, but he was absolutely right at that point. Like the industry versus the business.
It's way different.
Very different things.
It's
you
way
know?
different.
Yeah.
One thing, this was related to the last point that I wanted to ask you guys. Because it sounds like in a lot of your unmotivated moments or even low moments is when you made some of your best shit.
Sure.
Well, overall, obviously as a creative, it's inevitable. Everybody has those moments where they want to give up on everything. Certain shit's not working or you just get tired of X, Y, and Z. For each of you guys, what keeps you pushing through those L's? When you're at your lowest moments where you just want to say fuck it and just stop doing the music shit, what makes you keep doing it?
It's a part of me. You know, I know my story. Like, I've been a musician my whole life. I created music my whole life. I've been playing the snare drum since I was in 3rd grade. You know, I've been marching in parades in a fife and drum corps since I was in 5th grade, you know, or no, 4th grade, I think. 5th grade, maybe. I don't know. So this is just kind of an accent on that. So it's kind of, you know, it brings me a sense of peace. This is just what I do. You know, it's in my head. This is what I do. I don't just, you know, I'm not just going to quit making beat because I didn't start doing it I didn't start creating music as a business. I downloaded Logic because I was interested in FL Studio because I was interested in getting in the industry. But I didn't start creating music. I was recording my own ukulele riffs and stuff way before I ever, you know, even thought about it. Way before I even knew what a producer in the hip-hop industry even was, you know. I didn't really even understand truly what it was. So this is just kind of a part of me. It's just, it's part of the daily routine, the same way as I work out. You know, it's like, oh, what keeps you motivated to keep working out? It's what I do. If I didn't do that, which I have had my periods of times, I'd be anxious. I'd go crazy. You know, it's just it's a form of expression for me at this point, you know, even further than just a business or, you know, trying to further my career. It's, you know, it's bigger than that for me.
I would say, like, bro, I am music. Like, that's who I am. So it's
cheers.
Like, it's just like everything I think and breathe is music. So it's like, you know, whenever it comes down to like the, you know, tough parts, everything like that, it's just like, that's who I am. So it's like, there's no other option, right? So it's like, I just look at music and it's like, that's like my release from like real life. It's like sometimes I like go and produce and like, no matter what I'm feeling in my life, no matter what I'm going through, anything like that, like I just make beats and like it comes out through the beats. And like I've been like pretty like transparent about that shit on my Instagram and stuff like that. And like, bro, it's just like whatever it is, just like that's what goes into the beats. That's the beats you hear. And like it's real. Like a lot of people I feel like nowadays are like type beats producers and all this type of like, bro, I'm like really sitting down, like whatever I feel that day is what I make. And that's nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not doing anything like that. And that's like, you know, I feel like that's the Bink sound. It's like we're just doing what we feel every day, you know, and that's it. It's no gimmicks, nothing like that. It's just like pure, like, how did one of us four feel? That's what it is. And I feel like that's why it's special. And I feel like that's what is important for producers to know is like, dude, just fucking whatever you're feeling, it's what it is. And just fucking put it down, lay it down, and just fucking let it be.
And then also some of my awesome friends that I make music with. I mean, shit, you know? It's like, well, what was the original question again? How'd you phrase it?
Just how whenever you're in your lowest moments, you keep going.
Yeah, it's like, you know, some of our most fun times have just been us making some music, you know? We don't stress like, oh, we have to make a 10-pack.
No, it's just like reluctant.
It's like, hey, you want to get a couple beers? You know, we'll go out to a bar, get a couple beers. Yeah, you want to make a few things? Yesterday, you know, we just made a couple, went out, got a beer, came back, made one more, and then we left. We made 3, and they were all awesome, and all the reviews. Not that that matters because we make music for us, but obviously, you know, we do care about our peers.
You can definitely tell when we lock in and we're not trying and we're just being ourselves.
Yeah, there's no goal.
That's when it gets the best reaction from the public.
Yeah.
So
and our peers, you know like people like TM, people like Rocane, you know, it's like we're like, whoa, like you guys are going crazy. It's kind of like, oh damn, like we just had some fun with it, you know. Like he let me do my thing, like I let him do his thing. Like we just do our things, and you know, we've been doing it for years now, so it's like
natural.
Yeah, it's a flow.
Earlier, you guys touched on it a little bit, but everybody watching, I know I hate asking questions like this. well, I like asking the informative side of it, but I hate asking about the direct stuff. But you guys have got a lot of placements. Since the last time you were on here, I want to ask more because you already like were in this for I don't know how many years before. But when you were on here, I got like a specific question for you because you came on like right after you started making beats, if I'm not mistaken. You were like relatively new. Obviously, you were always musically inclined, but you were relatively.
Right. I think you had like the Gucci song.
Did I have it at that time? Yeah.
You guys like just got that. I'm pretty sure it came out like relatively recently.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But so I don't get sidetracked, just to recap some of the placement you guys have gotten in the meantime, but also any artists that are watching this or producers, anything, whether they're trying to land a feature, they're trying to get somebody on their beats, and it could be from all scales, whether it's a major scale, small scale, X, Y, and Z. How do you recommend them just getting artists on their beats or artists collaborating with other artists they want to work with?
Show up. And, you know, you can't always show up to a session with artists. I have not met one of the major artists. Well, a few of them. I mean, the major artists that I have placements with that are out right now, I've not... Technically, I met Benny. We met Benny outside of the studio one time. But in terms of in a studio session, I've not worked, you know, in a session with any of those artists. But I've showed up to sessions in which, even if the goal wasn't even making a specific artist for those people, there were times I didn't want to travel. There were times I didn't want to go to New York. There were times I didn't want to go to LA. I had stuff going on. I was maybe even a little anxious. I was, you know, for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like, you know, maybe money was tight. Like there was reasons, but I showed up. Because that's what you have to do. And I know even producers listening to this, they don't even have that opportunity yet. But you never show up to the studio session with the artist in your community that's like, you know, starting to get some traction. Show up to that session. Show out, even if you're tired. You know, like even, you know, I showed up down to Brockton after work one day. You know, we worked to the session, your session, yeah. And I didn't even, you know, I worked a long day. I didn't really want to drive 35 minutes down there, to be honest. But then I did, and I got in the session. I was like, oh, like this is right where I'm supposed to be. Like, thank God I showed up to this set. You know what I mean? And from there, like there were some records that happened. Whether they would have happened if I was there or not, it doesn't matter. I think it just works out in a way, you know, because I was there, records happen. But I think that's something that my biggest takeaway is like, you got to show up, you know, show face, meet these artists. Because when you meet people, you never know, you're going to build relationships, connections with those artists. And then from there, that's going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's way different. It's different when you're face to face, when people meet you and they get to know you. I mean, it's night and day, you know, like people are going to want to work with you if you're like, if they know you on a personal level. I know I want to work with people. I exclusively work with people only if I know them on a personal level. Sure. And it's not even like that. I don't, you know, I appreciate people who are sending out, you know, loops and sending out, you know, collabs to, you know, that I don't know. Like, that's great. And they could be so talented, but I just don't have enough time in the day to work with everybody. So I only work with the people that I build real relationships with.
Rephrase the question, Rico.
I was just saying, recap on like the placements that you guys have gotten, and also too just how you recommend getting placements.
Okay, so I would say, yeah, it's all genuine connections.
Yeah.
So I feel like the way I've made most of my relationships as being a producer and shit like that, it's just been being real to the people I work with. So like even producers I look up to and shit like that, just like looking at them like, yeah, I look up to you, and like just filling that role of being like, if they accept me, shit, like, okay, we work, whatever, I'm that person that looked up to you, just being real, you know? Like, I work with a lot of different producers, and a lot of different like producers that I looked up to for a long time, and I feel like I stayed down for a lot of those people for a while, you know? And it got me to this position that I'm in now, that I like, you know, I don't have to stay down anymore. I can kind of like, you know, be my own entity and send out the shit we do and stuff like that. But I feel like it's just staying down and being real. A lot of people I feel like now are just not really like people, and they don't really like talk to you like you're a person on the internet, and like social media is kind of fucked up how people communicate with each other. So I feel like just being real with people and just like, you know, I don't know, just not trying to sugarcoat and just be fake with people. A lot of people like Super Mario, DP, TM, Sizzle, mad people, just respect me being me to them over the phone. You know, just like nothing but just like me. And I feel like that's gotten me so far in my career. And also just showing people that like I have the work ethic to like, yo, like you asked me to do something and I'm like, bet, it's done in 20 minutes. Cool. Like done. I think those are like two really important like factors for producers to like actually do shit in today's era. Like a lot of people don't respond and do the shit they're asked to do, and at the same time I feel like a lot of people aren't real with people. People are trying to skip steps and just be like quick and be like, I'm trying to be Metro Boomin, but I don't want to fucking meet artists and meet the Young Thug from that era, meet the Future from that era, and meet the Gucci from that era, and like I just want to go like, whew. It's like, how the fuck would you do that? Like Metro didn't even do that. Yeah, you know. So it's just like looking at the people you look up to, and just following that path and just being a fucking real person. Being a real person and being you is gonna get you so far in music.
So far.
Just being yourself, like, and you'll be like, some people have it, like, I'm an anxious dude too, you know, mad people are, like, just be you. I'm in a session with Uzi, you know, and I'm like, damn, like, should I be this? Should I be that? No, it's like, just be you, right? Like, you don't gotta be nobody. Like, you're in there for a reason. Just be you, you know. And I feel like that's a big thing that a lot of modern producers are forgetting. It's just like being yourself and being human. Meet the people you work with, connect with them, and that's all you need. So
don't put on that front, you know, especially on social media, anywhere. You know what I mean? You can see right through it.
I wish we saved this conversation for this podcast. The one with Casa was good too, but I'm like, damn, back to back, we had the same exact conversation about that. I wanted to elaborate on that, but I don't know if you watched the episode we did yesterday.
I didn't even get to see the whole thing.
Bro,
no.
Literally, we had like an extensive ass conversation just about how much fake shit is in the music industry. We probably talked about that for a solid like 20, maybe even 30 minutes in the podcast, but it's crazy. Why do you think in producers, I mean, it's in every single aspect of the industry, but why do you think with producers, people are like that so much? Because I feel like from an outside point of view, I'm not a producer. Producers have the most welcome community. From what I've seen, it's like you could be fucking random dude that you don't even have Instagram, and if your shit's fire, people will fuck with you. I don't know. I just feel like the producer community is extra accepting compared to the other aspects of the music community.
I don't think there's as much. There's not as much self-image involved. There is a lot. Here's the thing. There actually is a lot of self-image involved in being a producer, and branding yourself is extremely important, but not in the same way as an artist. And I think sometimes with artists can get carried away with that, with ego. Also, we make hip-hop. It's a cocky genre. You know, that's a lot of the music, which is also why it can be awesome and a lot of energy. You know what I mean? It can fill you with a certain type of energy, which is great. But I feel like in general, a lot of producers don't care so much about that. You know, they really just a lot more music nerds, if that makes sense in a way. Not that artists aren't, like I said, and I'm talking mass generalizations here. This does not apply to everyone by any means, but still, I feel like in general that could be the case. I think a lot of producers, just for better and for worse, just want to sit down and make beats. You know, I think while artists, I think, don't want to do that. I think a lot of artists, you know, they'll be like, yeah, make a few songs, like let's go out and like do something, let's go party, like let's go do, you know, in general. I think it's just typically a different type of person. I think in general, you know, I think usually producers, they don't really want to go out and do a lot of stuff. I think artists do want to go out and do a lot of stuff. And I think there's just a little more ego in general involved in artists. But once again, I mean, this is just, I'm not even thinking of anyone specifically. This is just a general answer, you know, a very big generalization. Do you have anything to add on that?
So here's how I feel.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel like, so when it comes to being a producer, like when I first started, so producers in general, like he was saying, are music nerds, like kind of just a lot of people connect with each other because like it takes a lot of like knowledge and like drive to like become a producer, right? Less today because there's more tutorials, but like when I first started coming up, like 2018, like it was like, you know, not as cool. It was like, you know, a little harder to do than being an artist, whatever. I feel like the difference and the reason for that is because a lot of producers can't get to the mainstream or to the point of being paid. So a lot of like smaller producers that I see are boys because it's like we're going to link up and just try to like, a lot of producers are trying to just get up with whatever they have, right? So like a lot of people like click up and like, I'm your boy, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, to get to the next step. I feel like a lot of the reason why people feel like they switch up and shit like that is because it's so hard to get to that next step. And as soon as you get to the next step, it's like, I'm on to the next step, right? And like it's a whole different story, and you're closer to getting money and being able to like actually live and survive from being a producer, right? So it's like way different. But I think the like ground level is because it's so difficult now that it's so saturated as a producer. It's so hard to get to that next step that everyone's kind of like, they're not fake cool with each other, but it's like sometimes they are, but it's like everyone's hustling, right, at the ground level. So everyone's kind of like super cool with each other because it's like everyone every day is going through the same struggle to try to get to the next level. I feel like that's more what it is, you know?
I do. I don't disagree with it. I do.
That's how I felt coming up, at least. It's like, oh, you have all these people like, oh, I'm trying to get a song with this person. I'm trying to get a song. And it's like, you know, everyone comes together and then you have a group and then one person in the group goes up and then it's like, fuck. Like now it's like these people are like, damn, you're up here. And you're like, damn, I'm up here. They're not here. And like, I got to bring me up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing to have to deal with for like some people and for the people that are still producers trying to get up, and also the person that's like had their chance to actually be at the position they're in. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a big thing.
You got anything else you can add on?
I mean, I do agree with that, definitely. No, not really.
You guys nailed the head on. Or fuck. Hit the nail on the head with that shit.
I think it's just there's two different types of. I think we just hit on both different types of people, both different types of producer.
Yeah,
there's two different types of people.
But those are universal across all aspects.
For
of
sure,
the industry.
everywhere you're gonna find those people. Everywhere you're gonna find the people I was talking about. You're gonna find the people that you were talking about, and I think that's
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask before I forget this, I got two more questions for you. But you mentioned it way earlier in this point. Building a brand as a producer, because that's the annoying part. We were talking in the last podcast how you're not a social media person, but your social media just accidentally popping. Yeah, funny enough, your Twitter impressions going crazy. But building a brand as a producer, the way you were saying about people not wanting to go out X, Y, and Z, I feel like, don't take this the wrong way, a lot of producers are introverted and antisocial as fuck. It's like they fuck with you, but they don't want to be all over social media being like, oh, I got to take pictures, I got to do X, Y, and Z. But what's a healthy median of staying true to yourself, but then also building a brand? How do you advise people to go about doing that?
I know for myself. I mean, I just started trying to do this more because I didn't post often at all. You know, when I did post, I felt like I posted pictures that I liked, and I posted, you know, content and, you know, beats or melodies that I enjoyed, that I created, was a part of. But recently, over the past 6 months, I haven't, this probably over the past 2 weeks, but recently over the past 6 months, I've been trying to post more, actually at my job. I used to have a private Snapchat. I don't even use Snapchat anymore, but I used to have this private Snapchat where I posted like ridiculous like videos that just made me laugh, just shit that was just funny. You know what I mean? And I had like 100 people on it. It wasn't so private, but I had like 100 people, and you know, people used to ask like, "Yo, can you add me?" Like, "You add me?" Because they like, you know, heard about it from friends, just friends. You know, they asked me to add, and I would just post stupid shit that I thought was funny, and people seemed to really like it. So the past 6 months, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start doing this at my job," but I'm just gonna, you know, post some funny pictures or funny little snippets, or mostly pictures of me at work, because I enjoyed doing that on my Snapchat 3 years ago during the pandemic. You know, I'm gonna start doing it again. People loved it. You know, it was very me. It was very natural. It's just what I did. Stupid, goofy pictures, like just ridiculous. Like producers don't usually post like that, but that's me. I was having fun with it, you know, and I'm gonna get back to it. And that was something, for instance, it wasn't even building a brand so much, but I was just trying to be myself. So it's almost like when it wasn't so calculated as this, but it was, I more just wanted to get more posts up because I wasn't very active, because I'm not very active on social media in terms of posting. So I was like, I just want to get more content up there. But I think people kind of can get a look, be like, people who know me are like, yeah, that's him. Like, that's ridiculous and stupid and whatever. And people who don't know me are like, what the fuck? Like, producers don't post like this. What is this? So it's not even a brand, but my brand is myself. And I think that's what everyone's brand should be. Your brand is yourself. So I don't know. I was just trying to have some fun with it and just post a little more often. Like I said, mine was kind of like humor. That was for me.
Right. I think the biggest thing for me, it's just like my whole brand like my whole life has just been me. So it's like when I make decisions, it's just me. So like sometimes they connect, sometimes they don't, but like most of the times they do. And it's just been what it is. Like it's just like, you know, when you post naturally and when you actually like genuinely are yourself, like it's tough to like go off brand.
Yeah, you can't.
You know, like when you make the brand yourself, it's you. So it's
exactly.
like, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. Like, it's just like I don't really think about posting. I don't really think about designing. I don't really think about just like, if it looks cool to me, it's cool. And that's what it is. And we've been lucky enough to like build a brand around that. And I feel like that's what most people should do, is just be yourself. You're going to be different than everyone else. And people are going to probably resonate with that because it's hella different. And I feel like that's super important. And I feel like that's something especially that's been lost in music recently, is like a lot of people don't want to be themselves because everyone wants to have an image of being somebody that they're not. And they lose themselves in that. And it's like, bro, like people would fuck with you because you're who you are and you make what you make. You don't got to try to be fucking someone you're not, even though you like that person. Like, just be you. And people will like you for that.
But
and,
it's true.
Right. And as long as you're making what you love, and shit like that, it's going to feel good to you. So I feel like the biggest importance is like really just like not straying away from who you actually are. Social media makes it way easier to not be you, you know, taking pictures, tweeting, doing all these things, like not being you. Just be yourself. Like, that's the best thing. Because, like, when you meet people in real life, you know, and you're right next to them, like, they're going to know exactly who you are, you know? And, like, just make sure your shit lines up to that. Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, this shit's like, you know, we do all this production shit and it's all online and shit like that. But at the end of the day, bro, you're going to have to see someone face to face, talk about your art, like how we did the event and shit like that. Like, people saw us and we're like, that's who they are. Like, we're like having drinks at the fucking event, just chilling, talking to people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why people loved it so much. It's just all about being normal, being yourself. So,
and that's Bink.
That is Bink. That's the whole brand.
Shout out Bink.
Shout out Bink. That's Bink.
Outside of that, what would you just say, any producer that's watching this, just advice you'd want to give them on the production end of things overall and just being a producer? Besides just keeping it real, obviously, like, that's part of it, but something else that you would say.
I would just go back to what I said earlier. Just, I don't know, be consistent. You know what I mean? Just keep working. You know, do something every day, and not every day. Have a day off. You know, have a couple of days off. I'm not saying that. Take a vacation. You know, but like, don't be hard on yourself. But make something every day. But also, don't be easy on yourself. You know, make something every day. Even when you like, don't let beat block. That's, you know, it's not an excuse. You know, make something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Consistency. Stay consistent.
For sure. I feel like make what you like.
Yeah.
Nobody else likes. Just like, don't. The worst thing you could do, and the worst thing that I do, is when I get hit for packs from like fucking Doja Cat, all these different people, right? I listen to exactly what they made on their last shit. And I'm like, oh, like, this is what I gotta make. When it's like, bro, like, no, they're hitting me up for beats because I'm me. I should listen to what they do at the same time, but just make what you like. Like, okay, if I was to make a beat for this person, I would make this, make that, and send it. That's what music needs. Music doesn't need copycats, right? Like, music needs actual people that are trying different shit and trying different, you know, drum patterns, trying different sounds, trying different fucking layouts, like all that. Like, that's what music needs. Music sounds boring right now, right? Because everyone has a fucking formula from YouTube about how to make the same type of beat. That's what kills music. Like, just fucking make what you want to make. And, like, don't be stuck in the, like, whole, like, oh, I got to go up in 2 years. I got to go up. And, like, just fucking make music, you know? Like, the music industry is not sweet. You're not going to go up super fast, right? But, like, just make the shit you love if you want to be an artist, and fucking stick by it and keep doing the shit. Like, that's the best way to get to where you actually want to be and to actually build a brand for yourself and really go far in music. I feel like that's the most important, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Fully agree.
You guys got anything else you want to end on? That's like a perfect end note.
Shout out Bink Boys.
Yeah, shout out Bink Boys. We got more shit coming on the way. A bunch of different projects next year.
Yeah.
and this year.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, a bunch of new beats, bunch of new placements, bunch of new merch, bunch of new events and shit. Like coming. We got a bunch of shit coming. We don't really want to talk about it too much, but yeah.
Thanks
a lot
for all
of
love
shit coming. Yeah, a lot of shit coming, and a lot of shit for Boston that we're actually trying to do this next year, and the years to follow too, bro. Like it's all about that. So
we need another recap. We need the rest of the bank here.
Oh yeah,
we need the rest of them here, yo. I'm gonna give a disclaimer too for the audience, because anytime I do an interview with somebody who's worked with higher profile people, I just get not even comments, messages of people being like, "Bro, you should have asked like this more." I don't do this interview because of people that people work with. I do it for the people themselves. So anybody that's watching this interview that wants to get mad about that shit, you watch this interview for the wrong reason.
Yeah, we go back again.
Yeah, like these are like friends, bro. Like
this,
these are friends. That's
what
we
had your like what, second interview, third?
I forget. It was one of the early ones. We had like the interviews, but podcast that I did myself. Yeah,
it was like one of the earliest.
It was like
ones.
the third, maybe even the fourth one, bro.
Yeah, I felt like it was like within there.
Bro, I didn't even recap on this story, but I still think like one of the funniest interactions I got to be in music in the first place was that day that I met all you guys, and then I was talking to you, and you're like, "Oh, you make beats with?" I'm like, "Who you make beats for?" You're like, "Oh," you said like X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, "Oh, you mean like type beats?" And then you're like, "Nah." And I was like,
I remember that.
Like, you remember? Yeah, bro. Ken remembers it too. You were like, "Nah," and then I remember Sully was in the corner like.
No, he works. He works. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. That was like the funniest shit. But it was funny because I was chilling with you like 2-3 hours before, and it's just ever since then it's been genuine fucking.
Of course,
just friendship. With
always,
like,
always real.
And salute to you guys for showing love early on, because you guys were one of our first clients like 2 weeks into the studio.
Of course, bro.
Crazy to think.
I remember when Sully hit me up. I think before you guys even had the studio. Like we were down in the studio in New York. We were with
Max.
No, with Misha. What's that studio?
Premiere.
Yeah, something like that. And Sully DM'd me on my like social Instagram, and he was like, "Yo," like, cause I put like a story up. He's like, "Yo, you know, you make beats, you produce?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Yo," and he was telling me everything about it. I was like, "That's crazy." It was before, cause you know some towny shit. I knew, you know, family friends with his old man and stuff like that. So
classic.
like classic. I knew who he was. Like I'd been over his house like when I was in like 5th grade. You know what I mean? Like different shit. So I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know we did it." And then months later, you guys opened up this spot. You know, we came down. And
classic.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good
Talking
stuff.
about all this, and this will be the actual, we don't even have to redo all the outro shit, but I fucking forgot to ask this. Like I said, when you came on this podcast the first time, it was literally a couple months into you making beats. So a couple months into you making beats versus now you're like full-fledged with this shit, just blood, sweat, and tear producer. What's the whole entire 3 years been like of just a journey? From when you were just ukulele boy until Sonickaboom.
Just trying to develop myself, you know, figuring out who I am as a producer. And, you know, if you can ask anybody around me now, like, when was the last time you saw me pick up the ukulele?
It's been a minute.
It's been a year and a half. And I love the ukulele. That's great. But it's, you know, a lot of people knew me as that. And I love that instrument. And I know, you know, I'll pick it up again. But kind of just finding who I was as a producer, you know what I mean? Get really deep and say who I was as a person too, right? But like, I would even keep it to the music, you know, who I was as a producer, and trying to figure out what my style is, what my sound is, and beyond. I think I was trying to find my sound, you know. I know we've always preached the importance of that, find my originality, you know, and I want people to hear something, and I think I'm getting there, but I want people to hear something I create and be like, "Oh, that's Sonickaboom." Yeah, Sonickaboom made that.
Making your sound.
Exactly. That's so important.
And like, and speaking for bro.
No, please.
No, go. Speaking for him, he's developed that in the last like year and a half, I would say. 2 years, probably. Like, has his own sound now. It's so that like people he works with, Rokane, you can speak for yourself, but like Rokane and fucking TM and know him for his own sound. And I feel like that's something he did, and that's something that a lot of other producers look to do, you know? And, like, it's kind of nice when you get to the point that you actually have your own sound, because, like, you're irreplaceable at that point. Like, you know, everybody wants what you have, and you were the only one that can make it, too. So I feel like, speaking for Sonic, I appreciate like an asshole. But, fucking, like,
kidding me?
He's made his own sound. And, like, it stands
man.
for that. And that's what the years have, you know, gotten for him. It's just, like, he's now Sonickaboom. And he has his own sound. He has his own loops. He has his own beats, and that's what it is. And like it takes long to actually have some shit like that. Like a lot of producers don't have that. Even the producers I know now that are like lit and have mad money don't have their own sound.
There was a time I remember I was like, fuck, like I make stuff by myself, but I don't make loops by myself that I'm confident to send out to people solely on myself. You know, if I'm not working with Akachi, if I'm not working with another producer that's been doing this for a while. I had loops. I was always making individual loops, but it was almost like a constructive phase. You know what I mean? And then you nailed it, about a year and a half truly, but like 2 years ago, I really started creating stuff, and I was like, oh, all right, like I'm confident. Like I'm making loops that, you know, I can actually send out now. And it would be easy to get carried away and only work when, you know, Akachi and I work together. Like that would be so easy to do because we were always working together. You know, we always would be doing, but I had to put in that extra work outside of those sessions to make stuff by myself too, to develop my own individual sound. That we've had placements come from that, you know, and we have more to come. You know what I mean? We have so many unreleased placements because of that as well. So I don't know. I would say that's been the biggest part of my journey as a creative. You know what I mean? Just developing my own sound and putting in my own individual work, as well as collaboration. But just remember, I think it's really important to create stuff solely by yourself, but don't let that limit your collaboration, because that's just as important. But you need to do both. You know, and I know I was in a position to easily just only work with these amazing other producers that I was working with, that I was in a position to work with. I could have just done that and gotten placements and just kind of only worked when that was the case. But I really developed because I didn't do that.
Right. Put in the work to actually make his own brand.
Exactly.
And like have your own brand.
Yeah.
Salute to you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Hey, man.
Shout out
Appreciate
Sonic,
you.
bro.
Appreciate you,
The
man.
the work has been witnessed. I'm proud.
Thank you, man. Thank
Straight up, both of you,
guys.
both of you guys, bro. Because the growth has just been insane to just watch between everybody. Shout out all the Bink Boys, bro.
Appreciate
And
it.
shout out DOD.
Shout out
Mackie,
DOD.
appreciate you, bro.
Of course, man.
Shout
Come
out
on.
Bheavy and Mackie too.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
Shout out Mackie. Shout out Bheavy.
The boys.
Yeah. Those the guys.
You guys got anything else you want to throw in?
Fucking shit, we got projects coming on the way.
Yeah.
We
Stay
got
tuned.
a fucking ASAP Ant Merino Infantry collab
Yep.
coming. Bink Boys.
Coming.
Merino Infantry.
Yep.
Tape coming on the way.
Stay tuned for some merch.
Tons of different tapes with different artists coming on the way. Fucking lots of new music. Lots of new fucking just everything, man. Projects, of course, 2024. Just trying to fucking lock in, man, and stay true to ourselves and stay true to the sound. Fucking just put out music that doesn't sound like other shit. That's the whole goal. So
Once again, I already said it. I'm going to say it again. Thank you for everybody who's been showing support. You know,
facts.
definitely. Nothing without people. Nothing without listeners.
Agreed.
Shout out the Bink Army. Shout out the Bink Army.
Cheers, mate.
Shout out the DOD Army if you made it this far in the interview.
Oh, yeah.
If you made it this far in the interview, you guys already know the drill. I'm tired of saying this by now, and I say this every single episode. Like, comment, subscribe, all that traditional bullshit. Make sure you follow these two. Make sure. Go in the description. It's not that hard. You just click the little drop-down arrow. You'll see their Instagram ads right at the top. And, yeah, this episode 93, a reunion. We got, like, 2 more weeks of reunions until we get back to doing new guests. Hopefully you guys enjoying these recaps. But we'll be back with this bitch next fucking Wednesday. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, appreciate you guys, yo.
Tryna dab me up, nigga, who are you? And she said she